Alright, what's up y'all? Today we're going to be making a video of me basically showing you my whole beat making process from scratch with the mixing and mastering. And today I got here Heyrick with me.
What's up, y'all? So I made a loop that I just sent to Chris, and I'm gonna break it down for y'all, how I made the guitar loop, what effects I used. So yeah, let's get started. What's up, guys? So I made a guitar loop. I use this guitar. It's a pretty simple guitar loop. I'm gonna show y'all how I played the parts, and then I'll show y'all the mixing process. So let's get into FL Studio. So let's get into it. Firstly, I'm gonna play the guitar parts though. By the way, I used a real guitar amp for this, so no plugins in this one. The mixing on this loop is pretty simple because I used a real guitar amp, so I just cleaned it up a little bit with some compression, EQ, reverb, all that kind of stuff, but I'll show what I did. So on the power chords, I put a simple EQ, turned down some of the high frequencies, you can see right there. Took a simple fruity compressor, compressed it a little bit. I like when my bass melodies are kinda on the consistent level. Fruity stereo shaper, pretty simple to make it more stereo, of course. Then I took a Valhalla reverb, default preset, turned up the low cut a little bit, turned down the mix to 20%, pretty straightforward. Then I took this Surge XD FX plugin and I added some distortion on it because I kind of like how this distortion sounds sometimes. Did turn it down a lot though, because I wanted it to be clean. Without effects it sounds like this. And with effects it sounds more ambient, cleaner, higher. Then for the chords, I took a simple EQ, turned down the highs again because of the buzzy noise my amp makes. Then I deleted this frequency because it's kind of piercing and sounding kind of unpleasant. I took a simple Valhalla delay, default preset again, turned down the mix, turned the modulation down a little bit, but I do like the modulation on this. That's why I like this delay so much. And I took again a simple Valhalla vintage verb, basically the same settings as last time. This is the main lead melody. Pretty simple EQ, not much to say here. Then I took a different preset on a Valhalla delay and I turned down the mix again. Didn't really change anything else. For this higher lead, I made it more ambient by turning on turning down the mix way less. And then for the second lead layer, I bent this one to the left because it was kind of clashing with this one. And I also bent this one to the right again. But now they sound kind of nice together. So basically that's the finished guitar loop. I'll show y'all what it sounds like right now, the end result, and then y'all will see Gene cook up a beat with it.
Alright, so I went ahead and put up the loop into FL Studio, and I'm gonna quickly just cut off the intro part tail just because it'll be easier to sync up with the beat. You could also just hit up the trim knob, but sometimes it's inaccurate. But usually first thing I do is bring out a track that's 8 bars long actually, and then cut up the stems because Rick and I like to stem out our loops. And then for listening purposes, I like to kind of just have these sections be kind of different just while I'm making the beat, just so that it's a lot more inspiring when you hear both sections play back and forth. I like to start with the clap for these type of beats just because it gives you the general sense of rhythm, and then go ahead and just do a simple hi-hat pattern. Alright, so I went ahead and changed the 808 to the Sanctuary 808 from Nick Mira's kit. I went ahead and just made a kick pattern just by copying over the 808, doing Alt K, and then I did these three because I didn't really think they were necessary. Right now I'm just adding ear candy with the open hats, perks, and then just I panned the hi-hat over to the left a little bit just so it's more like audible. Alright, now that I have the general beat idea, I just went ahead and put split by channel on the pattern 1. I'm gonna drag it in and just quickly arrange the beats. Okay, so I usually don't like everything playing in at once for the melody, for the intro, so I'm gonna go ahead and just have these two be the leading tracks and then have them go into kind of a secondary intro part. Okay, so during the arrangement section is where I usually change up the beat. So I'm gonna pitch it down 100 cents just because I feel like it'll be a better key, and I might change the BPM as well. For this 16 bar chorus, I kind of like having both sections be different from each other. So either with just the melody, or I can just like drag and drop some drum sounds in there. I think I'm gonna have just these come in, and then for the second part, I'm gonna have the perks and everything come in as well. And one thing I like doing a lot for transitions into either the chorus or the verse is I like making the hi-hat stop right at this last clap. It's just an easy transition. And now this is gonna be the 16 bar verse, and I'm gonna go ahead and just drop some sounds. I like keeping the first verse part as well very minimal. I don't like having a lot of a melody in there. And then for the second half of the verse, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of filter it out, the main melody, just so that it's still like stuck in your head, but it isn't the forefront of the melody this time. Alright, for my arrangement, I like usually to have 3 choruses. So 1, 2, 3, and then I have as well 2 verses. And then go ahead and do a little outro, just to kind of set the scene, kind of keep the melody stuck in your head, and just to transition off of having no vocals for the artist. I'm gonna go ahead and use a little riser just to finish it off. Just very quiet, very subtle, but it just gives it a easier transition time between no drums and then having the outro. And then quickly, I'm gonna go ahead and select all these and then do Control Shift L to put them all into the browser playlist, because then it just makes the proceed beat louder, and usually artists like louder beats. Okay, and one thing I like to do is kind of pan my sounds left to right. It just makes it that much more audible. Like, even if it's a little change, those little subtleties can make a lot of difference when an artist is hopping on a beat. Just gives more room in the middle for them to be in. Okay, now that I have like everything down with the tags and then the beat, I usually just go ahead and double check the mastering. So I like to use the classic clipper from T-Rex. I just like the way it sounds the best, and I don't really boost that much, but I usually have the output at -0.4, just so that YouTube doesn't compress it too much when I do put it into the Premiere Pro project file. You could just go ahead and use like a Fruity Soft clipper. I know a lot of people like to use that, or you can go to the limiter and just quickly put all these envelope knobs down, and I'll do the same thing with this. Have the gain be a little bit lower. Alright, so I'm gonna play out the beat for the outro, but let us know of any future videos y'all would like to see down in the comments below for any collab videos with me, Seam, Shiny, Rick, and Dax. I'm gonna be meeting up with Rick, Shiny, and Seam in Europe next month, so we're gonna be recording some videos in the Airbnb that we rented out. Alright, so yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all later.
Heyrick. Gene, wake up.